I think this question of karma and do we have to pay for it, is everything the will of God? Yeah. So therefore, if there's no right or wrong and we're just vessels for the expression of consciousness, then why do we have to pay for karma, right? Because if everything is the will of God, then why do we have to suffer? Why do we have to pay for stuff that we didn't do? Great question. It's a great question. But here's the thing. Yes, we are God experiencing human form. Yeah, God is experiencing fractalized human form. Yeah, that's why we're here. That's the whole network in a nutshell. Yeah. But the fractalized form has a brain. It has agency. It has the ability to choose. The one thing we can do in this place is choose. So yes, the experiencer wants to experience life, and there are things that we all will experience. Yeah. How we experience it is down to us, but we will all go through the whole channel of birth, growth, and death. We all go through the process of eat food, digestion, excretion. We all go through the process of respiration, inhalation, exhalation. We all go through standard processes. Yeah. Just like any machine or any computing device in the world goes through standard processes. Right? Yeah. This is unarguable. You can't argue with this point ever. Now, when it comes to how to experience life, although the big God is experiencing life through you, you have a choice in how you experience it. Yeah. You have the ability to choose whether so one crude example, let's say food. Yeah. We all have to eat. Yeah. Food is part and parcel of you have to consume matter. Yeah. Your material form has to literally consume matter in order for it to keep functioning. Yeah. Okay. The choice of matter you consume is up to you, not big God, because big God has given you the choice to do that. Do you see? So you can make a choice that, I'm just going to eat junk food. That's your choice, but you will then destroy your own experience because junk food isn't good. And you can't then say, well, big God, you're experiencing life through me. Why did you let me make the choice to eat junk food? God didn't make that choice for you. Your material form made that choice because that choice was driven by either convenience or desire or some other fucking separation, consciousness, low vibrational thing that only the separated material self focuses on. Yeah? Are you with me? That's how it works. So it's got nothing to actually do with big God. Do you understand? The full actualized unified consciousness didn't make that choice for you. So you see a person, yeah, and you go and harm that person, yeah. God didn't make you harm that person. Your material form made that choice to direct God's experience towards that. It wasn't the material form that did that. So think of it this way, yeah. Like, your ability to choose is the same as, it's just another way of saying the free will of God or the will of God. Yeah. The will of God, these words, the will of God is no different from the words, your choice to experience life how you choose. Like your choice, if you like. Let's simplify it. Your choice and the will of God are two sides of the same coin, is the same thing. Because it's like, think of it like there's a beam of light radiating out of your core. Yeah. And this beam of light is your will. Yeah. And your will it's your creative force. Yeah. Because it's like whatever you put your will to, you can literally impact, you can shape, you can bend. Yeah. You can will things into being because it's your creative essence. But because you are in a fractalized, separated form, yeah, in a material suit, that suit can, it can operate on the X and Y and Z axis. It can direct that beam anywhere it wants. Yeah? That's what free will is. So your choice is no different from your choice of free will is no different from the will of God, because you are God in immaterial form. So it's one and the same. So wherever you decide to direct that beam is up to you. What is fundamental is you will direct the beam. Where you point the beam to is down to the brain and your material form. The computing device you're in is down to that. That's what the persona, yeah, the human thing, the thing when you look in the mirror, the physical being, the face you see, that is the thing that gets to choose where you point that beam, not the essence within you. Why? Because the choice has been made to experience life through that body. Yeah, that persona, that mask, that character. So that character, yeah, based on its own desires, its own fucking conveniences, its things that it wants and how it sees the world. Yeah, say if this illusionary place that we're in, if it starts to see this illusion as real and it sees that it thinks that this illusion is this or that, and it starts to make choices to reflect that, yeah, that's what the game is. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go play GTA as the GTA character. Yeah. And the GTA character can, if the GTA character thinks he's in GTA world and he's doing GTA type shit, that's what we are. That's what this world is basically. But if you go and smash people and steal their cars and then you steal it from people, lying to them, hurting them, depriving them of this, doing all this stupid stuff, what happens? The GTA world collapses on you. Yeah. It chases you and it will try and destroy your experience. Yeah. It will because you're living in isolation, you're living in separation, you will be quarantined, you will be isolated, because everything reflects back into your reality because you are God. So if you live in separation, it will reflect back in your 3D as quarantine. It will reflect back in your 3D as isolation. These are facts, bro. Nobody goes through, all right, have you ever met a fucking beautiful fucking 18-month, 2-year-old child that's going through a dark night of the soul before? No, because they live in unified consciousness. A child does not go through a dark night of the soul. Period. Yeah? Most old people that have come full circle and see the unified consciousness field as what it is don't experience a dark night of the soul. It is most people that are in between those two stages that are completely like consumed by the illusion world. Yeah. They're the ones that experience these things. Why? Because they live in separation. Do you see what I'm saying? So yes, although the thing is experienced in life itself and the thing through human form, and there are processes that we have to go through, i.e. your beam the light that has to come out of you, the will of God, that creative force has to come out of you. Yeah. Choice itself is creation. Will is creation. Because when I choose, I make it real. Like when I say, all right, let me show you something. Say I come to you and I say, do you want to eat pasta or fucking whatever? Let's say pasta or, I don't know, rice, yeah? And you make the choice to eat pasta. You collapse pasta into reality. You might think what I'm saying is shit, but from a metaphysical point, that's literally what you're doing. You collapse it because before you made the choice, you saw in your mind, and then there's a process that happens internally and you collapse it. With that comes the taste of it, the sensation of it, all the rest of it. You collapse it into being. Yeah? Because ultimately what you are consuming is just raw matrix code. It's like, bro, you are, oh my God, Jesus, one day you guys will see and you will be like, this guy was on the money. But anyway, that's what's happening. Yeah. So your ability to choose is creation itself. Okay. So the thing has given you the power. Yeah. You can create whatever you want here, but it's up to you where you direct it based on the character that you're in, the suits that you're in. Yeah. But if you get too involved, you get too fucking drunk in the fucking illusion, and you think that you are the character and you start to live in separation, you will pay the cost for being in separation. That's what karma is. You will pay the cost of living in separation. That's what isolation is. That's what the dark night of the soul is. That's what quarantining is. That's when the network will isolate you until you fucking self-correct. You get it? Because why does it need to do that? Now we're getting into the nuts and bolts of it. Why does the fucking unified field of consciousness isolate an aspect of itself until it self-corrects? Because the unified field of consciousness is unified. It's one thing. So if one thing is experiencing itself in 10 million ways, and in one part of that one aspect of that one thing, one of the 10 million bits decides that it is its own thing and everything else is outside of it, that's distortion. And because God can't kill itself, it will give itself the opportunity to self-correct so it can get reintegrated back into the network. Into the one thing. A network is one thing, okay? The network is one thing. I'm going to add that video. I did a little voice note thing. I'm going to add it on so you hear what I'm saying. A network is one thing. What time is it? 11:21. Cool. I'll add it on at that point. It's one thing. Yeah? The network is one thing. So when that one thing has forgotten that it's part of a network and it starts to operate like it's its own network and everything else is outside of it, doesn't matter who it steps on, who it crushes, who it fucking tramples on, who it fucking, cuts down and does whatever, because it's thinking in survival and fucking dog eat dog. Yeah. The network itself will push it out because that character, not the essence, that character has now become corrupted. It needs to go. The essence will always, bro, when you leave this place, you see this. When you leave this place and all your memories come to you, right? You have this moment where you're like, what the fuck was I doing? It was so obvious. All the signs all throughout your life will become so clear to you, like, oh shit, yeah. But it's not like a human sensation. It's almost like a higher level of awareness you reach. Right? So the essence the essence doesn't lose anything because the essence just gets reintegrated, right? It's the physical that will get pushed out and it's the physical that will suffer. When you go through the dark night of the soul, the consciousness within you, God energy within you doesn't suffer. It's your physical that's suffering. It's your physical that has to purge. It's your physical that has to cry. It's your physical that has to realign. It's your physical that has to do the work. Not the essence. The essence is the essence. It does not change. God does not change. God is timeless forever. Are you seeing the bigger picture? Are you seeing it? So, although, yes, God is just experiencing human form in this fucking configurations, in this simulation that we're in, yeah, it has made 10 million quadrillion fucking different configurations. Think when I say configurations, yeah, to make it easy or digestible, think of every configuration as a mask. Yeah. So God is one thing and it has gone into the pot. It's got a pottery shed. Yeah. He's gone into a shed and he's made 10 trillion masks, all different ones with scars, one with a fucking one eye, one with some fucking no teeth, one's got rabbit teeth, one's got buck teeth, one's got perfect teeth, one's got, it doesn't forever. Yeah. It's just made all of them and it's gone, let me see what it's like to be all of them. And they all have stories. The story is the configuration because you are a computing device. It comes with a program. The program is, what is this mask? Because when you make a mask, there's a story behind it. Otherwise, you make the same mask over and over and over and over and over again. God is just experiencing itself. So God decides, hey, so I'm going to make this mask. This mask is, this guy is a knight. Yeah, he's a this, he's a that. That's the reason why the knight was created. Okay, so this one is a king. There's a story because God is dreaming a dream. That's what God does. God creates. God is literally the grandest, biggest story maker, storyteller, story experiencer in the whole of everything, period, forever. That's what God is. God loves a story. That's why we're surrounded by stories. Our whole lives are stories. Your life's a story. His life's a story. Your every day is a story. Every moment is a story. Your whole, everything you know ever is a story. There's nothing that you know, experience, fucking blah, blah, blah. That's not a story. Argue with your fucking mom, bro. I'm telling you facts. Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what this place is. I'm explaining what this is. Okay? So you go into the pot, he goes into the potter shed and he makes all these masks. Every mask has to have a story in order to make the play run. But sometimes the mask, right? Because in order for him to go and play the mask and play the role well, he has to abandon who he is or what he is. God has to forget, I'm super God. Yeah. So I'm going to go and become this character. Then he steps into the suit. Yeah. That's why you're alive. That's why I'm alive. That's why we're all alive right now. That's what God is doing right this second. Or you can believe you're a fucking human being. Nobody cares. I'm just here to tell you the truth. Okay? That's what happens. That's what's happening. Okay? Now, when God wakes up in your suit, sometimes the suit and the programming of the suit is so alluring. Yeah? Because he has a choice of where to direct the beam and the illusion is so strong, he completely forgets what he's actually here to do or what he's doing. And then he starts to think, because he is unified consciousness, yeah? Okay, cool. Let me stop. Today I'm freestyling. I'm down, it's fresh download. And whoever asked that question, that's a dope question because you've got the juices flowing this morning. Think of it this way. The very act or the very essence, the very crux of separation consciousness is unified consciousness. Because you separate yourself from everybody else, and what you do is you now become an atomized version of the whole. You then become, right, I'm building my castle by myself. It doesn't matter what I destroy. You are reflecting your highest state, but in a shadow form. You are reflecting your highest version, but in a hellish form. Because even when you're in separation, yeah, it's because you love yourself, yeah? You see yourself as the most important thing, blah, 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 yeah? You're attached to the suit. But say, for instance, maybe you might love your kids. So now, although you are separated from the rest of the network, the unified field, your kids are part of your separated self. So you love your kids, but you don't love other people's kids. Yeah? Or it might be your girlfriend or your partner or whatever, your girlfriend, wife, whatever, yeah? So you create this loop around them and everybody else is disposable. But if you were to extend that feeling you have for them to everybody and everything, and everybody did that simultaneously, that is what unified consciousness looks like. At that point, the game changes like that. Because the network will start to run optimally again. So God is now, he's made all these masks and he's gone into this play and he's playing. But some of the characters have taken the characters too seriously, and they're taking knives and weapons and they're trying to kill the other character. But there's nobody to kill. They stick the knife in the character, but there's nobody there because it's himself. So it's like he's playing puppets, yeah, with his hands, and he's stabbing his own hand. And he's like, ow, what the fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? So there's nobody you're dishing it out to, you're dishing it to yourself. So for the network to preserve itself, because God can't harm itself, yeah, you can't shoot the reflection in the mirror, no matter what you do, yeah. So you get isolated, and what happens is the choice you made to direct that beam at another to destroy the experience, although there's nobody there in the grander metaphysical plane of existence, yeah, there's nobody there. In the 3D, there is somebody. What you've done is you've destroyed a reflection. You have to pay for it. This is what the cost, you have to pay for it. Why? Because the original maker of the masks, yeah, the creator of the stage, the creator of the GTA world that put itself in fractalized form, yeah, didn't give you a right to destroy that mask. So when you destroy a mask or you harm a mask, one of its masks that it made to experience itself, you will have to pay for it. Why? Because the story has to be balanced. Do you understand? Because especially if it's not scripted, that means that you have made a choice which goes against the original purpose of the story, because it was all that is supposed to happen is for all the configs to experience themselves, knowing that they are the one thing, but experiencing themselves in different perspectives as the one thing. People have a hard time seeing this, right? But when we are unified as one, life isn't really going to change very much, People will still have to clean the streets. Some people will still have to rule. Intellectuals will still exist. Fucking leaders will still have to exist. The philosophers will still have to, do their philosophy. The fucking healers will still have to heal. The doctors will have to still doctor. The nurses will still have to nurse. The teachers will still have to teach. The children will still have to children. Why? Because that's the purpose of their configurations. I keep telling you, I have a purpose. That's why I'm talking to you right now. If we are all aware of what we're supposed to do, we will all lock into our purposes, and it will be like, right, so I have a key, you have a key, and collectively we will understand why the masks were made in the first place. Guys, if you believe for a second that life is all figured out and we know everything and you are lost. Because it did that. It created all these masks to experience itself for a reason. The network was created for a reason. There is a purpose to it. So if until all the fucking different perspectives and point of views come to that realization, operating at a fucking higher bandwidth where they're tapped into the source energy, we will not know why it was done. And we will just keep looping around in circles forever. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? At this point, you should start to see how useless a lot of this fucking 3D stuff is. If you've been rocking with me, you know the deal. Because it's meaningless. It's an illusion within an illusion within an illusion. It's fucking a waste of time. It's a fucking waste of time. Social media, TikTok. Oh, fucking this person's fucking that person. This person's fucking doing this. Oh, this is doing that. Because it's attachment to the fucking mask. So all these masks are supposed to be in one grand play, but then this mask it thinks it's by itself in its world, and it thinks that all the other things are not. They're just disposable fucking beings, and it's created a reality and it's gone into that reality. Why? Because the very essence of our core is creation. So we create even more loops. We create more infinite loops. We create more fucking illusions to go into. I keep telling you, everything reflects on the 3D. Just like I told you, when you live in separation consciousness, you will put yourself in quarantine. Think about it. Why would humans come out with the concept of let's put this person in a cage? Why? 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 Let's isolate this person. Let's ostracize him. Let's exile this person from go and read history. I'm not talking shit. I know what I'm talking about. Go and read the oldest accounts of people that went against the village or the township. Before prisons existed, they ostracize you. They take you to the edge of the village and tell you to fuck off. You're pushed out. You are isolated. They take you to the edge of the ocean and tell you to fuck off. You walk the plank. You leave. We push you out of the network. This is not a random idea. How can all these people all over the world have this collective idea of pushing out the problem? Why? Why would we come to that conclusion? Why? Because we understand that we are a unified field, even if we're unaware of it in the 3D sense. So if something is disrupting the network, it must go. And it reflects in the 3D. And if you're doing it in the micro world, your microcosm, it will apply to you. So if you try and do that, you literally will get pushed out of the reality, and you will literally walk the plank out of the reality you are in, and you enter quarantine, you enter isolation. until you self-correct. Yeah. When you self-correct, you get reintegrated back. You'll be like, no, you didn't even miss a step. These are facts. These are facts, bro. And it might not be the same reality that you were in before. It'll end up even being a reality that is better than the one you were in before. Better subjective, I know. But it will reflect your state of awareness, your vibration. One for one. Do you understand? So in summary, I know this one's been a bit of a fucking shotgun one, but let me just recap. God is experiencing human form. Yeah. But God is experiencing human form through a multitude of stories. The stories are the personas, the characters. Yeah. Cool. Now, with every character, because God is creation energy itself. Yeah. The beam of creation, choice itself. Yeah. Will. Yeah, that pure, radiant light that creates everything in the darkness of this place. Yeah, the character has the choice because the character is a configured, yeah, think of it. Configured means programmed, scripted character. Comes with a story, which then means that where it directs its beam of creation is random. It's randomized. It's almost like God is randomizing his ability to create by creating all these possible permutations of its own self. Now, every possible permutation, because at its very core is God, it will seek, yeah, depending on its state of awareness, it will seek the unified consciousness. If it's a high vibrational being, it will seek the oneness in all. If it's a low vibrational being, based on the choices and beliefs that it has in its config, its physical being, the character, the mask, it will make such choices that reflect separation. Yeah. The others are disposable, forgetting that itself and the other things that it thinks are disposable are one and the same. So it will trample on people, step on them to the top, wherever. But it's all meaningless because it's only doing it to itself. And when it keeps doing that, his reality will reflect that. He will get pushed out of the network. He will get pushed out of the play until he self-corrects. And it's like, oh yeah, I realized it now. Then he'll get reintegrated into the play. If not, that character will just get X'd out. Because the person behind the character is God. He doesn't lose anything. He could just make another mask just by thinking it. Do you understand? If all the characters on the stage right now, i.e. me, you, and everybody else, lock into unified consciousness, bro, we wouldn't even lose our physical fucking beings. We wouldn't even lose our physical bodies. It will reflect in the 3D as, oh, we suddenly come across with the fucking cure for death, or we now have the key to immortality because we are immortal. And because we've cracked unified consciousness, we will be the fucking iteration of consciousness that will be like, okay, cool. Maybe you guys now, because you figured out unified consciousness, maybe now that we're in this physical form, we can go up into the next level to understand higher concepts. So perhaps rather than having new masks enter the stage and new characters come on stage, you guys, maybe you should live forever so you can figure this out because you've figured out unified consciousness. It's that simple. I know you think it's outlandish, but go and check my track record, bro. I don't do outlandish. I do facts only. If you don't get it, you're not there yet. And maybe you're not supposed to get it, and that's cool. Do you see? So the choice to point your beam is up to you. It's up to the character, the story. You are a story. You're not a person. What is a person? A person is a character. And every character has a story. Think of any program you've seen, where there's a Simpsons, Family Guy, Rick and Morty, Friends, Cheers, Frasier, whatever. Every character, before, when they come onto the fucking stage, they have a backstory, which kind of paints they bring with them their microcosm. It's like, oh, okay, cool. So this person did, so then their motivations, the reason why they do certain things and whatever, it's all there within the story. Do you understand? But the ability for us to ascend and reach higher states of consciousness are all within us because we are it. So ultimately, it comes down to this: free will, your choice, the will of God. Where do you point your beam of light? Choose wisely, bro. Rather than see everybody as, bro, what in the world would make you think another person is disposable or another person is not worth it or they're beneath you? What would make you think that, bro? What would make you think that if it's not animalistic? What could possibly make you think that? You just spawned in this place. They look like you. They talk. We all go through the same processes. Like I said, we all go through the same channels. Birth, death. We all have the same fucking biological processes. Yeah. We all have to sleep. We all have to blink. We all have to yawn. We all have to piss and poop. We all have to eat and fucking excrete. We all have to fucking respect. We all have to do the same things. Yeah. But how you choose to have your life experience is down to the character, the story. Yeah. So what would make you think that you're better than another and the other is disposable, or the other is, you should be able to exert your will on them or abuse them or harm them or fucking hurt them or da. If you actually are honest with yourself and you look at it, you see the demon that hijacked you. You will see it clear as day. It's not you, bro, because the character itself is the animal. The persona itself is the demon. The persona itself is the devil. That separated aspect itself is what's anti the fucking character. Because if you think about it, think about like I said, any fucking theater program, whatever. If we strip it all back down, yeah? If we strip it all down, yeah? So this character is being voiced by this person, and this person did his training, I did blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, it all comes down to what? One story that was written by one consciousness. You can argue whoever you like.